We're going to talk about account creation, registering a professional trade license, 1 and 2 family combo permits, schedule and inspection, use and occupancy, temporary event, raising and moving, and how to check your permit status. So the City of Baltimore is launching a new e-permit system, and it's going to reduce the number of permit types from 15 down to 5. But you will need an account to apply for a permit, schedule your inspections, and to register professional trade licenses with the City of Baltimore in order to perform work in Baltimore City. The e-permit system will go live on February the 3rd, and the system will be available at 6 a.m. on that date. So the current system will be temporarily unavailable from the close of business on January 30th through February 2nd. So during that period, customers will not be able to apply for permits, schedule inspections, or receive approved permits. So please keep that January 30th and February 3rd dates in mind. And this is just an example of the current permits on the left and what we're moving to: 1 and 2 family combo permits, commercial and multifamily combo permits, use and occupancy, temporary events, and raising and moving permits. And the benefits of this system is it will improve process efficiencies, reduce permit processing cycle time. External customers can schedule inspections with greater ease via the device-friendly website. External customers will receive status updates via email notifications. Trained call center staff will be there to manage incoming calls, and there will be language translation via Google Translate. So to access the system, you will continue to go to the DHC website and click on the login button. Also, how-to guides and instructional videos will still be available on the website. So during this session, we'll walk through ePermits how-to guides that will help you create an account, and existing customers will receive an email with details on how to connect your current account with the one you will be creating in the new ePermit system. We're going to go over how to register a trade license, create a building permit application, schedule an inspection, and how to check your permit status. So in order to set up an account in ePermit, you'll need a username, an email address, a password, name, address, and phone number. And through account management, you can update your login information, add a license, and update your contact information. And this is how the opening screen on the ePermits account looks. There might be some slight modifications by go live date, but it will be similar to this. So you would fill in your username, password. Well, you would click create an account first, but you would need your username and password. You complete the information. Check the box to agree to the terms, and then click continue. You would select your contact type, which would be an individual or an organization, and then you would click continue. And then you will complete the required information. Complete all of the fields, use the drop-down arrow for the state. and then you click submit. You will receive notification of successful account registration after submitting all of your information. You will also receive an email with your information. So you can now sign into your account to apply for a permit or update your professional trade license. So you would click sign in. So again, this is the first screen that you will see when you log in. From here you can access information on creating and managing your building permits and license registration. So on this screen, below where it says hello, that's your cart that you put the items that you are going to pay for in. And you don't necessarily have to pay for an item as soon as it goes in the cart. You can build the cart up and then pay it all at one time. On the right side, if you're doing you can do a collection of permits. So say, for example, you're working on a project and you have a lot of different permits in relation to that project. You can put them in a collection on the right side. The section below is the permits or licenses that you have processed. Now, to register for a professional trade license, you would have to select the trade, add the names and address, and any supporting documentation verifications. Now, the trade licensing process is changing because for some licenses that did not require, say for example, certificates of insurance, they may be required in this system. So the City of Baltimore does not issue trade licenses. You must obtain a license from the state of Maryland. For instructions on obtaining a license from the state of Maryland, see the how-to guide, Apply for Professional License in Maryland, that will be available on the DHC website on February 3rd, 2025. Low voltage contractors will need a business license instead of a state of Maryland license. And demolition contractors do not need a state of Maryland license. So for state of Maryland licenses, you're going to need the license and the date of expiration. You're going to need the name of your insurance carrier, your date of expiration for your insurance. You're going to need the license holder's name, address, phone number, and a valid photo ID. And for companies, you'll need a company name, address, and phone number. So you would click the licensed contractor on the home page. And then you would click create an application. You would read the general disclaimer and check the box. And then click continue application. You can only register one license at a time, so if you wish to register multiple licenses, you will need to repeat this process for each license registration. And as you see, we have the demolition, gas fitter, master, electrician, on-site utility, and other. And the other includes the architect, asbestos contractor, engineer, fire sprinkler, HVAC, low voltage, Maryland home builder, the MHIC, plumbing, and the UST contractors. So So select the triangle next to the license application using the list provided. Select the trade you are registering. And then click Continue Application. A pop-up for Select Contract Type will appear. You'll need to complete the name, address, information screens for each of the required contact types as listed. So you will click Add. Follow the steps on the application to add the necessary contact types. At this point, all required contact information should be complete as shown by the green check marks. Once you have added the required contact types, click Continue Application. So you will enter the Maryland State License Number, enter the license expiration date, enter the insurance provider, and enter the insurance expiration date. And click Continue. You will need to upload the required documents, and the list of documents is provided under the required document header. So depending on the type of license, will determine what documents are required. So for each one, you would click Add, search for and select your file. The selected file will be uploaded. You will see the green message. The attachment has been successfully uploaded. And then click Continue Application. Review the application information to make any changes by selecting the Edit buttons next to the areas you wish to modify. So it's important that you do a review of what you've entered in the system. And then click Continue Application. When the review is complete, click Continue Application. And you will receive an email like the one below confirming the success of your registration. So we're going to talk about the 1 and 2 family combo permits. We're not going to go over the commercial multifamily combo, but it's the same process. It's just the questions will be different, and based upon the work you're doing, you'll have to provide more detail. So we're talking about the requirements, signing into your account, creating a permit application, your work location, your project information, your property information, contact information, licensed professionals, and review and submittal. Permit type according to the property and work being performed. The property address and owner, and the owner's name is already a matter of record, but it may have changed at the property. You'll need the applicant name and address, property information, the work to be performed, licensed professional name and address, and depending on the scope of the project, you may need to submit drawings and plans. So you would select Permit and Inspections. Select Create an Application. Read the Terms of Service and check the box. And click Continue Application. Select the type of permit you will use. And the one we're going to use is the 1 and 2 family combo permit. To continue application. You can select the property using the map or just fill in the fields under address. If you use the map, the address fields will be populated. So complete required fields, street number and street name. If needed, use the drop-down arrows provided for additional information. And click the Hide Map once you've done viewing it or have selected the address. Click Search. So completing the street number and street name from the address section should populate the required fields shown on these screens. You can add more information and use the search function again to narrow down the property list. When you're going through an application, if you need to stop, you should save your information. You should actually save it periodically, because if you leave, the information will not be saved. But if you save it, you can resume where you left off. And then to continue with the application, just click Continue Application. You need to name your project and make it something that will identify the project and is different from other projects you have had. And describe the work to be done and provide enough detail that the reviewer will understand what you are doing. Use the drop down to indicate the type of work. Choose the best option. Use the drop down to select the type of building where the work will be performed. If you have other permits in process for this property, click Yes, otherwise click No. Click Continue Application. Complete all required information regarding the property where work is to be performed. Total cost of project. Even though this is not a required field, please enter the information if you have it. Estimated cost is fine. Read and acknowledge the lead paint notification. Complete the last two questions regarding affordable housing and reasonable accommodations. Click Continue Application. Complete all required information regarding the property where the work is to be performed. Click Continue Application. On the screen, you will need to add some property information. The row for residential detail will be blank. Click the blue Add Information. You will be given the option to add multiple rows, but just choose the first option for now. And then there will be a pop-up with some residential detail. Complete that form and click Submit. Click Continue Application. Based upon where the property is located, there may be zoning considerations for the project. In this case, the first set of line items are already filled in for you. The yes/no area has gray background to indicate there's no action in those areas. Complete the last series of questions. Click Continue Application. On this screen, you will need to add some work details. The row for electrical detail work will be blank. Click the blue Add Information. And again, you can add multiple rows. Within the application, you will see help bubbles. Click on them for more information. Complete the pop-up form. Click Submit. This is to add a second electrical item to your project. These steps can be repeated until you have all the work detailed. So when there's more than one fixture type, click the blue add information again, complete the pop-up. Both items show up under electrical fixtures. Click submit. You can follow the how-to guide for detailed instructions on how to add contacts. Use the drop-down to select the applicant role, and this is your role or what your relationship is to the project. Complete the rest of the responsible party section. Since you have registered for an account, you're on the system, so you can select from existing account. This permit requires two contacts, the applicant and the property owner. So the application will always tell you what is required. Pop-up shows the name associated with the property. Click continue. Once you've added the individual contacts, a licensed professional must be added to the project for the permit to be processed. You can enter any known information in the lookup. A licensing number is the quickest way to locate it. If you don't know the contractor's information, you can select license lookup from the drop-down to search for your contractor. Click lookup. A list of contractors will display. Select the one that will perform the work. So when you click lookup, you'll actually have a drop-down of all the types of contractors. And then you select that type, and then this will come up. Click continue. You will see a message saying that the licensed professional has been added successfully. Click continue application. So in this system, as opposed to CCE, where you would submit the application, you would add the contractor, and the contractor had to approve or deny the use, it will be different. The contractors are registered in the system. You pull up that discipline, and you can select the contractor. Hopefully, the customer has made contact with this person before they select them. But the contractor will get an email notifying them that they've been added to a permit and what to do if they don't want to be or unfamiliar with that permit. So it's important that you keep track of email using this system. Review the information. If you need to make any changes, use the edit button in the section that needs to be changed. So that's an extremely important thing to do, because in CCE, you put in your information and you get to the end and you can't see what you've entered. And some people forget what they've entered. With this, you can review it and make changes. And so since you are able to do that and sign off that you've done that, then if you make certain errors, you will have to do a new application. Agree to the certification and click continue application. Once you've reviewed all the project information and submitted it, you'll receive a receipt letting you know that the submission was successful. You'll also receive an email letting you know the permit was submitted. A permit ID is provided to track your project. And that's your record number. Within e-permits, they're no longer called your permit number, it's your record number. Okay, so click on permits and inspections. If you are logged in, you may see the permit you are looking for. You can click on the blue record number. If the permit you're looking for is not in the list of records, or you know are not logged in, you can use general search section. So enter the information for the permit you're looking for. The record number is the best way to find the permit, but you can use the type of permit or address, or even the trade's license number. Click search. If you're not getting the right records, or there are too many records, you can redo the general search and add more information, or click search additional criteria to narrow it down. Record details. Once you get a list of records that includes the permit you're looking for, click on the blue record number. You'll see the screen below, which has the record number, type of permit, current status, and expiration date. For more details, click the drop-down arrow next to record info. Click inspections. Click schedule or request an inspection. Select the type of inspection needed. There may be more than one page, so if you now see what you're looking for, click next. So the inspections that come up are based upon your scope of work and the questions that you answered going through the application process. Click continue. And you select your date. You can schedule your date, but you can't request a specific inspector or specific times. When you select your date, it'll turn yellow. And click all day. If the contact information needs to be changed, click the blue change contact. It came out of order. Review the inspection request information. If the address is incorrect, return to the permits and inspection page and search for the correct permit. Update the contact information, click submit, click continue. And it says if you're requesting a partial inspection or release, indicate the specific floors and units in the comment box below. So review the information provided. Include additional notes if needed, and click finish. And your inspection is scheduled.
Peggy, it froze again.
You ain't gotta come.
Okay, so we're going to talk about use and occupancy permits. How to sign in, create a use and occupancy application, location information, project information, planning and zoning, special use, contact information, and permit review and submittal. So the requirements are that you have an e-permits account. It's optional if you have a related combo permit. You'll need the name and address, the property owner, name and address, and the agent if the owner is a business. And what is not on here is that if you're operating a business on someone else's property, you'll need that tenant or leasing name, address, and phone number. So if you haven't already created any permits account, at this point, refer to the How to e-Permit account creation guides for instructions. Log into your account using your username or email. Enter your password if it doesn't autofill. Click sign in. Select permits and inspections. Select create an application. Read the terms of service and check the box. This is required for all actions in e-permits. Click continue application. Select the type of permit and we will use the use and occupancy permit application. Click on continue application. Enter a project name and description of work. Now in this, it would be the use description. Use the drop down to select the certificate type, certificate of occupancy or partial occupancy. Use the drop down to select the occupancy status. And enter the related combo permit number if you have it, but it's not required. However, if you do have it, then information on the following pages will automatically populate. Click on Continue Application. If you include a combo permit number, the information from the related permit automatically fills in the address information. If it's not correct, verify the related permit number. Click on Continue Application. Required information should be populated from the related combo permit automatically, otherwise you'll need to complete the required fields. Planning and zoning information will be populated based upon the property address. Answer the non-grayed out questions. They are auto-filled if you attach a related combo permit. Click on Continue Application. Complete the Health and Controlled Substance section. Click on Continue Application. Use the drop-down to select the applicant role, your role, what is your relationship to the project. Is the property owner a business? If the answer is yes, you will need to add an additional contact as the agent for the business. Since you have registered for an account, you are in the system, so you can use the select from existing account. And note that the owner information is the legal owner of the property, not the leasee or tenant. At a minimum, permits require 2 contacts, the applicant and the property owner. An agent will be required if the owner is a business. Select contact. Click Continue. Choose applicant. Click Continue. Once you click Continue to add the applicant, you will see a message saying Contact added successfully. And there's a green check by the applicant. Now we need to add the property owner. So choose Select from Existing. Select associated owner. Click continue. Choose the property owner. Click continue. Complete any missing owner information. Since the address is missing, click add contact address. Complete the address. Click save and close. Once you click save and close, you'll see a message saying contact added successfully, and there's an address in the row. Click continue. And so you should see a green check mark by the owner and the applicant. Click continue application. So now you're going to review the application to see if everything is okay or if anything needs to be edited. And if you need to edit, you can click on the edit button in each section and make whatever corrections need to be made. Again, that's a very important step in the process, that you're able to go through and certify the information that you entered. And once you review and everything is okay, then you check the certification box. Click the continue application. Once you have reviewed all the project information is submitted, you'll receive a receipt letting you know that the submission was successful. You'll also receive an email letting you know that the permit was submitted. A permit ID is provided for you to track your project. Temporary event permits. And you're required to have an e-permits account to create a permit application. You need to have your work location, your project information, the event information, any trade information, contractor information. So the property address and owner is already a matter of the record, but if it is changed for whatever reason, sold recently, whatever, you'll need to provide that documentation of the new owner. So you put in your applicant information, property, event location, a site plan, using temporary structures, and licensed professional for any trades work. So we're going back through the account, log in using your username or email address and password, and click sign in. Go to permits and inspections. Select create an application. Read the terms of service and select the checkbox. Click on continue application. And we're going to select the temporary event permit. Click continue application. And you can select the property using the map or just fill in the fields under address. If you use the map, the address will be populated. Complete the required fields, the street number, name, and use the drop-down arrows if needed. If you use the map, click hide once you're done with making your select address. Click search. Completing the street number and street name from the address section should populate the required fields and show on the screen. You can add more information and use the search function again to narrow down the property list. And again, if you need to stop during the application process, please make sure you select save and resume later, because your information won't be saved if you don't save it. To continue, click continue application. So if you enter the app information in the address section by clicking on search, provide the information seen in the parcel and owner section shown below. The owner information is the legal owner of the property, not the leasing. Verify information shown in all 3 sections of this form. The continue application. Name your project. Make it something that's meaningful to you and different from other projects. Describe your temporary event and provide enough detail that the reviewer will understand what you're doing. Click continue application. Provide general information as required. Read the content regarding lead paint and check the box. Click continue application. Review the zoning details provided. This information is tied directly to the parcel. In some cases, there may be conditions that will require you to submit extra documentation. Click continue application. Complete all required event information. As you enter information regarding your event, some fields may disappear while others will appear. So it depends on what your selection is as to what fields you have to complete. Complete all required event information. If you have a security plan, you'll need to provide the number of armed and unarmed guards. Click the blue Add Information button. You'll need to add as many rows as your event will need, and you will use 1 row per day. Time is to be provided in 24-hour block. So in the example, you can see that there's 1 row for each day. Complete the health section. Click continue application. Click the blue Add Information button. Select the first option only. We'll do 1 row as needed. Your temporary structure. We'll fill that information in. Complete the pop-up. Click submit and click continue application. So the drop down, if you have tents, stages, booths, whatever should be in that drop down is your structure, and you can just complete the information requested. And the red asterisk means that's the required information. Click the blue Add Information. Select the first option. You can add more if needed. And this is, we're dealing now with the electrical fixtures. And so you would enter the information for your fixture. Click submit. Click continue application. All permits require an applicant and a property owner. Depending on the type of permit and the work being performed, other contacts will be required. Use the drop down to select an option. Complete the rest of the responsible parties section. For this example, we'll use Add New. If the applicant is associated with property records or has an existing account, you can select from existing account. So you're selecting your contact. Use the drop down to select applicant. Click continue. Complete contact information. Add contact address. Complete the contact address information. Click and save. Contact added successfully. Now you need to add the property owner. Notice the green check by the applicant. In this one, we'll select from the existing account. The pop-up shows the names associated with the property. Click associated owner. Click continue. Use the drop down to select the property owner. Click continue. Complete the contact information. Click add contact address. Complete the contact address information. Click save and close. Contact added successfully. Note the green checks and the name shown below. So even though the contact information conditions seem to be met, when a property owner is a business, an agent must be added. So you'll need to make another contact following the same process. So whenever the system requires information and it's not provided, you'll see that red error message telling you what it is you need to do. And you just need to go back and do it to move forward. So click add new. Contact authorized agent. Click continue. Complete the contact information. Click add contact address. Complete the contact address information. Save and close. Click continue application. Since we're including a security detail, you'll need to add another contact for the security personnel. So click add new. Select security contact from the drop-down list. Click continue. Complete the contact information. Click contact address. Complete contact address information. Click save and close. The contact was successfully added. Click continue. And all four have been added to the case. Click continue application. Click look up. Now we're adding the contractor. You'll need to add contractors to perform the work. Only contractors registered with the City of Baltimore can perform work in Baltimore City. So enter the search criteria. Use the drop down and select electrical contractor. Click look up. And it will give you the list of electrical contractors in the system. Choose one. Click continue. So the contractor has been successfully added to the permit. Continue application. And now your attachments. So in this particular application, you had to upload a plan. So you select the file to be uploaded, and it will automatically load. And continue application. So you review the information provided, as you do in all applications, to make sure everything is correct. And if it's not correct, then you can click on the edit button to correct it. And once you've reviewed everything and it's correct, then click on the agreed with certification box and click continue application. And once it's completed, you'll see you get a screen for your receipt record issuance with your record ID number. And you'll also receive an email confirming the application has been received. This particular system is heavy on email because we want to keep the customer informed of what's going on with their permit at each stage. Raising and moving. For the requirements, you have to have an e-permits account, your work location, property information, your demolition information, your demolition contractor, your documentations, and submittals. And so with the raising permit, you'll still need the same information you need now, and you'll also have to have the licensed professional, licensed demolition contractor, and the forms that are needed now will still be needed. The owner acknowledgement of demolition affidavit, recyclable debris affidavit, certificate of treatment and abatement, adjoining neighbor notification, Bureau of Water and Wastewater forms, the Maryland Department of Environment form, the site plan. So select permit and inspections. Select create an application. Read the terms of service and check the box. Continue the application. Select type of permit, and we will use the raising and moving permit. So we're only doing raising. Click continue application. And this information comes up. You can select the property using the map or just fill in the fields under address. If you use the map, the address fields will be populated. At a minimum, enter the street number and street name. If needed, use the drop-down arrows provided for additional information. Click hide map once you're done with the map. Click search. Complete the street number and name from the address section. Should populate the required fields shown in these sections. So once you put the address in and click search, it'll populate the parcel information and the owner information. And again, if you want to stop, you can save and resume it for later. Or continue with the application. Again, the owner is the legal owner of the property. So verify the information in all three sections. Click continue application. So you want to name your project, make it something that is meaningful to you, describe the work to be done, and provide enough details that the reviewer will understand what you are doing. Complete all required information regarding the property where work is to be performed. Read and acknowledge the lead notification. And based upon where the property is located, there may be zoning, considerations for the project. In this case, the first set of line items are already filled in for you. The yes and no area has a gray background to indicate that no action is required on your part. Complete the last question. If you say yes, you will get the pop-up below. Select the option for separating the project area from the public. In this case, a fence was selected. Continue application. Demolition details need to be provided to determine the scope of project and potential documentation required. Complete all required information regarding the proposed demolition. Is the condition standard or substandard, and will you be using machine to perform the work? Add building structure info. Complete the pop-up. And everything with the asterisk is required. Click submit. And that's an example of your building info. Disposal site info. Click the blue Add Information button. The drop-down arrow allows you to add multiple rows. We are only using one row for this application. So complete the pop-up. Semicolons are not accepted. Click submit. And if you need, go back and click continue application. Since you have registered for an account, you're in the system, so you select from existing account. This is our contact information. Use the drop down to select the applicant role, your role or whatever your relationship is to the project. Complete the rest of the responsible party section. The type of permit requires two contacts, the applicant and the property owner. The pop-up shows the names associated with the property. Click continue. Select the property owner. There is no associated address for the contact, so you'll need to add one. Click continue. Add a primary phone number. Select the organization. Since no address is shown, click add contact address. Continue. Complete the address information. Save and close. Use the drop down and select mailing. Enter will confirm the address. Save and close. You will see a contact address added successfully. Click continue. The property owner has been added. Now you need to add the applicant to meet the conditions of the permit. Select from existing account. Click associated contact. Click continue. Select the applicant. Click continue. The contact condition has been met. There is an applicant and a property owner. If this is an attached building, you will need to add a registered design professional as a contact. Continue application. But even though the contact information condition seems to have been met, when a property owner is a business, an agent must be assigned. And so again, the system will let you know when there's an error and give you the opportunity to fix it. Select the authorized agent from the drop down and click continue. Complete name, phone number, and email information. Add contact address. Complete address information. Save and close. And you will get a message saying the address has been added successfully. Click continue. And it will show up on your contact list. Continue application. A licensed demolition contractor must be added to the project for the permit to be processed. So you can click look up. Enter any known information in the lookup license section. License number is the quickest way to locate a contractor. Click look up. Demolition was selected. Solicit demolition contractors. And select the one that will perform your work. Click continue. You'll get a message saying the licensed professional has been added successfully. If an attached building, you will need an architect or engineer to the project. You will add an architect or engineer to the project. Continue application. You will need to add drawings for this permit. The type and quantity of drawings will vary according to the work described in the permit. So for demolition, it tells you what attachments, for all applications though, but for demolition, it gives you the list of documents that are needed. And then you click add and upload each of your documents. And you'll receive notice that the documents have been successfully loaded. And you continue your application. Again, we want to review the information we entered to make sure it's correct. And if you need to edit it, you can click on the blue edit in each section and make that change. Click the box to agree with certification, that you're certifying the information, and click continue application. Once you've reviewed all the project information and submitted, you'll receive a receipt letting you know that the submission was successful. You'll also receive an email letting you know that the permit was submitted. And a permit ID number is provided for you to track your project. So how do you check the permit status? Click on permit and inspections. If the permit number you're looking for is in the list of records, click on the blue record number. If the permit you're looking for is not in the list of records and you're not logged in, you can use the general search section. Enter the information for the permit you're looking for. The record number is the best way to find it, but you may use any of the fields listed to help you identify the permit. Click search. It'll bring you back some records. If you're not getting the right record, or there are too many records, you can redo the general search and add more information. We'll click search additional criteria for more fields to narrow it down. If you click on the blue record number from the permits and inspection screen, or use the search function, you'll see the screen below and the record number, permit, type of permit, current status, and expiration date. Once you get a list of records that includes the permit you're looking for, click the blue record number. For more details, click the drop-down arrow next to record info. The drop-down menu provides additional record information such as the permit status or attachments. This is an example of a permit that has been received but has not been reviewed. This is an example of a permit that has been received and is going through the review process. Green checks indicate reviews have been complete. The hourglass is where the reviews are still in process. Expected review completion dates are provided. So the orange asterisk, previously active task step. The hourglass task step is currently active and pending. The green check mark task step is completed. So that's how you can go in and look at your permit and see where it's been routed and what the status of those reviews are. And that's the end of our presentation. So once you've applied for an application, you'll receive an email letting you know that it was received. An email will be issued each time there's a change of status in your permit. If at any point in time additional information is needed, you will receive an email detailing the information required. You can also check on the status of your permit by following the how-to guides.